You're
What's up,
introducing
guys?
this now.
So today we are gonna do something a bit different. We're gonna interview Zoot.
Oh god.
And to do that, actually, I'm gonna help you to ask some questions, whatever you want. And but I'll
It's
start
tough to
with
read.
mine.
There's a minute delay, so
Okay.
I was-
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Go on.
So,
Okay.
tell me about the experience of casting TDM for you. And
I'm not prepared for any of these questions, but yeah, no,
no,
it's
and
really
and
cool.
to be more specific.
Okay.
So you play duo
Mhm.
to a fairly good level, so you
Thank
have
you.
a good understanding of the game. Now, when it comes to TDM, I don't know. My guess is that you're not so experienced as a player.
I've played TDM here and there. I've probably got around 200. Actually, I don't know. Someone probably check my QL profile and tell me because I don't know how many games. But no, I usually.
But let's say that if you would rate your experience in duel from 1 to 10, would you say it's maybe like, I don't know, 8, 9, or something like that?
Possibly.
What would be the number for TDM?
5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do
Something like
you
that.
approach the casting for TDM? What's
I kind of rely on ints to say intelligent things. And
it's like a good.
Why are you laughing from this?
Sorry, I'm prepared.
Well, no, you know, I've been playing games a long time. Actually, I think I was talking with Lam about this sometime recently, and you kind of get a general understanding of what you're to be expected, and you can kind of see strategy. You can't see the in-depth strategies, like when I've got some TDM players who I'm interviewing, they tell me things that, you know, I would never be able to read within the game itself because I just simply don't have enough TDM experience. But for me, I take the approach that, you know, although I've managed to gain, I think, a fair amount of experience this last year casting. I feel like my job's to shout randomly, rather than be sort of a tutor to people. So I because also when I was with Level Up, I always left the TDM stuff to them, because they are the TDM guys if they're still going to be streaming. But for me, I take the experience because I want to be able to broadcast Quake, and an event like this, someone's got to do it, you know.
Yeah.
I find casting TDM pretty difficult, but when there are exciting matches, it flows so well. I think I find it really difficult when the match is maybe going one side or another, because then that's when you've got to sound more intelligent about how it's all working and stuff, and I find that difficult because you've got to make up for the excitement with some other content. So.
Okay. If you could pick anybody in the history of Quake and have this person sitting here when you're casting TDM,
What, just sitting?
like, well, to co-cast with somebody. You
Oh,
can
to
pick
co-cast with someone.
Yeah. You could pick anybody, even
Co-cast with
retired
someone.
or.
Most unprepared interviewee EU. Not City. Stop waving. Not Ints. No. Like, I think someone like Tox would be really interesting, but as someone to co-cast, I don't know how. I don't know, because I'd be picking someone not just on who they are, but how they would be how
Okay,
I think they'd be able to.
Let's phrase it in a different way.
Okay.
You have to cast TDM, and now you can enter the brain of any player
Okay.
that existed. And but for TDM,
Yeah.
you know, not just
I'm trying to think. I kind of would be inclined to go with Tox, simply because of the legacy in which he holds. But at the same time, like Noctis, the thing is, I'm not super old school, so I probably couldn't name people from 15 years ago or whatever. I'd say Tox.
Okay.
I think. When pushed, Tox.
So, totally on a different angle. Like I was watching Tony playing, and you know he talks a lot. And
Can I
then
pick Tony?
yeah. And then I was talking with him about this aspect of you know, talking when you're playing, and he was saying that for him it's very important to have one guy, at least one guy that is kind of directing the team and is shouting to people what to do. And I even wonder if this, you know, in the past we had this coaching mode that we don't have now. I even wonder if this could be kind of be an official role in a sense, you know, the team captain and this kind of things that you have in a
within the
different
actual playing, not an
Right.
actual coach, right? Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about that, or
Whether or not I think it should be allowed, or
Well-
to just allocating sort of delegating, sorry, that responsibility to
but
someone.
I'm even thinking about the casting. Like for me at home, it would be nice to be able to do what I'm doing here, which is basically sitting next to
Yeah.
the players and just hear this kind of
No,
communication.
I find that fascinating though. I think absolutely there should be someone calling the shots, but in games like CS you might have someone doing that, but it might also hamper the quality of their performance during the game, like how much they're able to focus on, the fights or whatever, because they're doing the whole strategical, they're planning everything in their head at the same time. It's an immense amount of thought that has to go into that while you're also playing at high level, and really I think it's the stars that shine that are able to put two and two, well, one together.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay, I'm running out of questions actually.
I know neither of us were prepared for this.
Yeah.
so-
So Fox is pretty sick. You know that.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
I just spoke to Tobalt and he's told me.
Ah, okay,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gutted, really. I really want to interview Fox.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know what you're saying. If Fox is pretty sick, yeah, I know he's a good player.
Right.
I had no clue.
Okay.
Do I interview you now? Just turn around.
Yeah. Sure.
Who were you watching? In the last game, whose monitor were you looming over?
In the
most?
last game I was at the bar and I was watching the stream.
You were okay. So you didn't watch play. Okay, who was the last person then you were hovering over?
Tony, I think.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, biased.
Favoritism
here.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you came here, who was?
No, so one thing is that I was surprised
Yeah.
how little old four men were talking, and
Yeah.
then I realized that Fox couldn't talk at all, and then Faz was kind of screaming every now and then,
Yeah.
but I really felt like there was not this complicity and this excitement that you sometimes see with everybody screaming, and I don't know if they're just adjusting the game still, or
I
if
think
they
you get some teams where they know each other well enough and they know the game well enough that they kind of just know what they have to do. That they will maybe point out some critical information and relay it to the team, but for me, I see that when you're making it towards the top, then there's a lot of communication involved, and after a while, you just know what is going to be said anyway, and you know
Mhm.
how to deal with that, or how you're going to react to it based on what other people are seeing.
But
Like,
do you think it's like
Maybe they will.
the players really know what to do, in the sense that then the communication is little because it's not necessary, or
do they say stuff like, I don't know, red 48, or
Yeah,
whatever respond?
sometimes they do this, but it's
Yeah.
more like when it's really hectic, you would expect people screaming like, oh, quad in, blah blah blah, and
Yeah, yeah.
go there, and like Tony does this all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, don't go to red, or rush this,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
this is what you would expect,
I
and
think
then
they
they
were-
were like playing very quietly, and
I think they're just so accustomed to playing like this at these kind of events. I think they're just able to keep relaxed on a whole new level almost. They're just able to, I don't know, it's like they're almost emotionless when
okay.
they're
Because
in
I
game.
was surprised. It wasn't like this last times I saw
Yeah?
them. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe when we get to the playoffs, when the games are, you risk elimination, maybe that's when we'll see them actually
yeah.
show
yeah.
some more energy. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm hoping maybe I can get a guest caster on at some point and I can go and stalk some players while they're playing. No, you're going to have to cast with someone. He's
Yeah.
working here constantly. Oh, no, it was me asking the questions. I forgot what was going on here. No, I remember what I was going to ask. When you came to LAN, or when you were preparing to come to LAN, who did you say is a player you would look forward to most to watching to play?
Noctis,
Noctis.
easily.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you checked him? What are you just talking about checking him out? Is there anything strike from you apart from what you've?
No,
watched
I
already?
mean, I don't know. Noctis is just, to me, it's just the damage output.
Mhm.
Noctis is like above. And I just don't get how he does that. It's like, I'm contemplating the fact that he's doing that, and it's basically me not really understanding too much of TDM. And it's like when I play, either I survive but I don't do damage, or I
Mhm.
do damage and I die a lot, so
Yeah,
then
yeah.
my net is terrible. And so I just don't get, how he does those kind of things, because it's not like his aim is above everyone else, or well,
It's good, you know.
It's
on
good,
a
but
high
then
level,
I mean,
obviously.
yeah, Sparty is a good aimer. Demon is a good aimer,
Mhm.
but Noctis is doing like I don't know,
It's like
1,000, 2,000, 3,000 more damage sometimes.
I don't know if it's like how he chooses his weapons, his position. It's like it's not just one thing that I think does it. He just has all of those skills,
Yeah.
and when combined, creates Noctis.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, so definitely him. I was looking forward. I was looking forward for 300.
Yeah.
Just yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit of a fan of all the players in the
Yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah.
And I just wanted to see if the chemistry would work. And
Mhm.
then there was this problem of Demon not coming and all
Oh
the.
no, I was stressful yesterday.
Yeah.
There was some urgent phone calls going on.
Yeah,
people
and
stressing
it was
out.
funny. Puri was calling Demon like I don't know 100 times. You know, it was constantly calling him. No, you have to come and you know.
Was Demon almost because I know his car broke down, like he was really stressful, and it probably would have been.
Yeah,
a
I
great
mean, at a
stress to him.
certain point, he was saying, "Well, you should start looking for another player."
Really? Holy crap! But he made it though. which is
Yeah, no,
awesome.
and because he had his sister car, they were in the middle of Germany after like 5-hour driving, and they were thinking, "Oh, now I drive back," and they tried to find another car, but this is gonna take time. How do I drive back?
How
in
did they
first
get here
place?
in the end?
He took a train.
He took a train
Yes,
Okay.
and now the car is
in the middle of
somewhere.
Germany.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I think we've got a game coming up real soon, actually. 300 versus Team Czech. We're waiting for Mobius, I think, to come on the server. But I think we've got the game coming up in
Yeah.
just a second.
Cool.
Are you going to be watching behind the players, or are you going to be watching downstairs?
Yeah, probably behind the players.
Nice.
From
The
here.
300.
Yes.
Have you heard much like sort of? I've heard a bit of noise coming from teams and stuff when people winning, but I want more shouting. I want to hear more shouting.
Maybe it's what you said before. It's the groups. So it's a good chance for people to measure each other,
Mhm.
but it's not like this stressful. You know, it's also
it's
this
not
thing
all on the
about the
line right now.
brackets that where you don't really know if it could end up that losing a match against somebody actually puts you against somebody that you would prefer.
Mhm.
It's not like a linear scale,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the level of the teams. So in a sense, it's like, okay, you try. And like I was talking with Puri right after their last match, and he was saying, yeah, he wanted that to be like a best of 10, you know, because he really enjoyed the game, and saying, yeah, they lost. It's not too bad. I mean, it's just it gave them the measure that they can beat their opponent if
Mhm.
you know if just something goes in a different way, and they were saying, yeah, maybe they messed up with one power up or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the groups, and
No, true. I think tomorrow is going to heat up a lot, and Sunday, of course, it's going to be.
yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
start getting pretty crazy.
Yeah, I hope also Fox recovers. I heard.
Yeah, same. We got.
Yeah.
We need to hear some words from him.
Yeah. I heard they're going to karaoke right now
What?
to help him recover. I don't know.
Is that no?
No, yeah, I thought it was a joke, but apparently not.
That's crazy. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine Tybalt now. I've only just met Tybalt, but I can imagine him doing karaoke for some reason. I
Yeah.
can't imagine
Yeah.
Faz doing
So-
karaoke.
So did you talk with him about the apartment they're
Oh, he's
staying?
nutter, I guess. Huh?
Did you talk with him about the apartment they're staying?
I heard it's cold as hell.
Right. Yeah, that's mainly the problem, and also like the beds, the cover sheets are too small, and it's like you know constantly fighting for like the warmth. Yeah, I don't know. That's funny. But they say it's a very nice and cozy
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
It's just
Is it near?
not from here. I mean, it's in the center of
Oh, it's
Prague.
in the. Oh,
yeah.
crap. Okay.
It's in the nicest area.
Oh, awesome.
You know, no, it's a good choice. I mean, they're staying for a week.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Good holiday
yeah,
time.
makes sense.
Well, thank you for
Yeah.
interviewing and being interviewed.
Yeah.
That was interesting experiment.
Good. Yeah, and let's roll the last match.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do it, man. We've got the last game to look forward to here. Ents, are you gonna take your seat again?